As I said, in today's video, we'll be talking about the factoring company. In previous videos, I explained key players in this game called transportation industry. We talked about shippers, brokers, carriers, dispatchers, and now we're talking about the factoring company. A factoring company plays a big role by, I would say, giving us the cash flow right away, right? So giving us the cash, I would say, in the next day or in a couple of days that we can run our businesses. Factoring company is a third-party financial company. They send cash quickly. What I mean by that, so it's messy, but I promise, just bear with me, it will be much more clear by the end of this video. So we talked about the shipper, right? We talked about the broker and we talked about the carrier in the previous videos. Once, let's say, the agreement has been done with shipper assigns the load to the broker, and broker via I would say load boards assigns the load to the carrier, and the shipper assigned a load, particular, I would say any load, assigned to a broker that going from Georgia to California. And the load was $6,000, right? Load is $6,000, and the broker has their own margin, right? And he takes his profit, which is $500, and we lift off with $5,500 to the carrier. And shippers, about 99% of the time, they pay what they call it net 30-day money, right? Broker sends the invoice, and then shipper sends money or check after 30 days. Usually it happens like about 35 days or 40 days because they're really busy. They assign hundreds of thousands of loads. Because of that, they're busy, and then check might come later than, I would say, 30 days. And broker says to carrier, okay, so once you deliver and you send me the POD, which is proof of delivery, and again, if these terms are not clear, I have a free training. The link is below this video, so you can go ahead and sign up and learn about more in detail those terms. So now broker assigns the carrier delivered, carrier sends the invoice and proof of delivery, and now he waits 30 days that shipper can pay the broker, and broker then go ahead and pay the carrier. Now it's 30 days, right? So broker also have the option. He says to the carrier, okay, I will take 5% out of this $5,500, and then I will give you the rest. And if you agree, and your money will be delivered within 5 days, so you will receive a check or a deposit within 5 days. Carrier kind of agreed, but we need money to run our businesses because carriers, responsible for their insurance liabilities, physical insurance, cargo insurance, liability insurance, overhead, they have a driver's pay, or I would say payrolls. It's too much expense, right? It's too much expenses, and they need money right away. And this is where the factoring company comes in. It says, okay, carrier, I will take 1 or 2%, okay, usually 1.5%, and I will give you the next day, okay? So the next day for the carrier, is boost up his cash flow, because he need cash flow for one main reason. So maybe you heard about 80-20 principle. It works. Go ahead and check it out. I think it's by his name is Robert Koch or Robert Koch. You can type 80-20 principle. It's a great book you can read about. And 20% of the job, if you say, Kamal, let's divide 100% of a job, and then let's distribute the job and see who works hard, I would say, right, for simplicity. Brokers, take about 20%, and carriers take about 80% of the job. They are really busy. They are responsible for losses. They are responsible for the cargo they picked up from point A, and until it delivers to point B, they take higher risk and responsibilities in order to deliver that load. So Now we know the factoring company just simply is financial company. They might work with banks, but they're not banks. They're simply it's a company that work directly with brokers and carriers. They might be working with the banks, but what I know with my factoring company, I think they work with the bank because they also need cash flow, right? So we covered by now shippers, brokers, carriers, dispatchers, and then we covered the factoring company. The next is a huge, that would be a supply chain. We'll be talking about the supply chain in the next video, and I'll see you then.